So, talking about plantar fasciitis and foot problems, there's a trend on the internet of like the barefoot lifestyle where you have these shoes that have wide toe boxes and you wear toe spacers all the time. Is that good? Is that good for everyone? How do you feel about that?
I mean, I think it depends from patient to patient. And that's where I always tell patients. There was a time where, for example, like the Vibram five finger shoes were a very hot topic and patients were trying to wear them. I had some patients who were running marathons and they were running even faster. I had some patients who were coming in with stress fractures because of it. So I think it depends on your anatomy. I think it depends on what your body can and cannot tolerate. Some patients do great with the barefoot stuff and they're able to strengthen their feet and they can do it. Unfortunately, some patients just with their anatomy and their foot types cannot tolerate it. So they're not able to really be in that barefoot mode. And it's the more stability and support. So again, for them, it would be more of the other side where they'd be in orthotics more or shoes, again, that give them more support would be the ideal situation.
What is something you look for when recommending either going the barefoot route or saying to or advising against it?
I think their arch height is really important. I think how the foot fit. If it sits in a collapse, what we call pronated state, I think age is important, activity level. There's many factors that come into play as far as that goes.
Are orthotics kind of like a catch-all for fixing foot problems, or are there just certain things that they're not really good for, like people are not really good for?
I will tell you, I think from my standpoint, many people can benefit from orthotics. I think a lot of times having the right stability and support in your shoes can not only help the foot, but it can help the knees, the hips, the lower back, all those types of things. Are they for everybody? No, they're not. I think there's some people who just cannot tolerate them. They do not like them. They just don't like something like that in their shoe and they just can't tolerate it. But I mean, from my standpoint, a lot of patients do well with them because again, it helps with alignment and really keeps them in a better position.
Yeah. And just talking about shoes in general, what is something you look for when telling a patient that they need to move away from a certain kind of shoe or move toward a different kind of shoe?
So I think patients that again come in with what are called pronators, so they have flat feet, so they collapse down. Shoes that have more stability and support go a much longer way. So I always tell patients they want a shoe that when they come to bend it, it doesn't bend. That's really what helps. Brands that I usually go towards are Hoka's, Brooks, Asics, New Balance. Those are usually the brands that I go towards. But again, for them, we want shoes that give them a lot more stability and support.
Are there like different sports shoes that provide that, like a basketball shoe or a tennis shoe that you would recommend to somebody who isn't necessarily an athlete?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think there's different shoes for different activities and different problems. So a lot of times, again, it's patient dependent and what's going on with them, but we try to get them to the right shoe that helps them.
Yeah. Are there like any shoes that you would advise for like the general population to basically never wear?
Not really. I mean, again, it depends from patient to patient. I will say a lot of the minimalist type shoes. So again, like the Nike Frees and those types of things, unfortunately, really it's like you're walking barefoot and a lot of patients just can't tolerate it. So I usually don't go towards those. I usually go more towards the more stability type shoes for patients because that's what they need.